Fashion.
Thank you, Musi.
Yeah.
I would just like to greet everybody and also the listeners. Lehlohonolo is a steward and hardworking person.
Yes, sir.
Who was born under a entrepreneurship background.
Okay.
But I was born and bred in Soweto.
Yes.
I used to live go Mzimhlope.
Really?
Yes. So I moved to go Mzimhlope and then I went back to Ekurhuleni, and that's where also the desire, burning desire of saying, no, you need to start your business.
Yeah.
The roots haunted me, and then I started doing a business. But prior to the business which I wanted to start, I used to sell bags.
Bags?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Bags. But the leather bags were used from recycled material.
Oh.
And then I took those off-cuts, in the tamalaga granite sofa.
Oh.
So I get off-cuts, we get kata. Get his joiner, get the bag, but because by then the problem was most of the adults, especially mothers, who were looking for the bags, they didn't durable, yet water resistant and also quality. Because our kids, you can buy that bag and then tomorrow it's torn.
Yeah.
Problem.
I see.
So we initiated that problem and then we make sure you exceed our customers' expectations.
Yeah.
And then the business went well.
I love how you say already. I'll tell you, Mfeto. And they know here at studio, whenever someone comes around and spends time in Lerona, I always find people's stories very fascinating. Bona, the fact that I'm thinking you're born and bred East Rwanda, Altako Force, only to find out it's right here. Mom's in club, so I always find that interesting. So now I'm assuming le rato la business comes from the fact that the timer was someone who was doing the sofa, in upholstery and stuff like that. Yes. How was that though, growing up in an environment where business timer pushing the sofa and stuff like that? How was that?
It was okay. I wouldn't say, but for each and everything and then the challenges that you understand. Because sometimes we've got 4 seasons in a year.
Yeah.
So there's a summer day, there's a winter day, there's a dry season day, there's a sunny day. So as much as I grew up in the entrepreneurship background, now I was also learning like tutor. Okay, Madara, so this is how you treat customers, but the sad part was, next
I can imagine. I can imagine.
So, there was a time he found me sitting on the machine. He went to do a delivery.
Okay.
He came back. He found me sitting on the machine like that. I don't know how to sew. By then, I didn't know how to
sew. So also lazy. He's never taken you through like one lesson in Yana.
So, come to think about it, right now I understand why he didn't have the time to sit with me down and teach me the ins and outs of how the machine works. Because if you're rushing for deliveries and also got a lot of workload behind you don't have time to
sit down with someone.
Understand?
Yeah.
Because what you're thinking about is how long would that take? Whilst I could have used that time
to push the order
understand.
So
man. I understand and tell you. I wanna so no then based on the future aspirations of the business is to make sure we give back to the community. Understand?
Yeah.
And the thing is, Tamalaga trained a lot of people by Soweto. And whenever I pull up, when I came to see my sisters and my siblings and also the family members that are based this side, everybody respects me for that.
Wow.
So I am also honored and glad because sometimes your journey is what you have to go through.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I love such stories, authentic stories, man. Like they really speak to who you are as an individual, and what your background is, and those authentic stories that we have as creatives and artists in the space, man. I love those and I resonate with those so much. So tell me now, sofa, and you're taking those off cuts, creating nice, stylish bags, right?
Exactly.
For females at the time. What drives Lehlohonolo to eventually find himself venturing out of bags or slightly stepping away from only bags and then also push at the
What's that? So prior before Fita mo go Soweto. I go scale.
Yeah. Okay.
But in a IT.
So this is after high school.
After high school.
Okay.
High school. Whatever we go in and out, the corporate, and then you work.
Yeah.
Then you get hit there, and then the contract ends.
Yeah.
Then you need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Like,
to figure out.
Yeah, to figure out yourself. Do you want to go to school? Or do you want to man? School, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, school. I went back to school.
Okay.
Did IT for 2 years, information technology for 2 years, and there was a competition at school that was announced. It was a business plan competition. I was like, you know what? Me and business are friends, yo. Let me just go try. It was under entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay.
So, IT entrepreneurship, it's also part of the subject.
Yes.
I applied using my own business plan of the bags.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
Already
are you still pushing the bags at this time?
I am.
During Olugoscala for IT?
Exactly.
I see.
So, after the bags, okay, we applied. Pugu announced. No, you've been shortlisted to be part of the top 20.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey.
No, let's go, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is the trial that I needed.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, okay, let's go. And then I went, you know. Out of the whole competition, I won the 4th place.
Wow. So from the 20, until
process,
and then there was 4 of you left.
4
wow.
of us left. There was 3 guys, 3 girls, 1 boy.
1 guy.
It was me. And then after that, and then I just decided, after winning the prize and award, I was like, okay, dog, now it's time to go study fashion.
Wow.
I left IT, you know. Then I went to SWGC.
Wow.
And I came and studied and studied and studied and studied and studied and studied.
So
while
cool.
also pushing bags as well.
Because I did, yeah. So you never completely stopped Tabayadi bag and stuff. But now, back then when you started out, you were using off-cuts. Now, how are we growing with it now? I mean, and how are we balancing Tabaya scale, le push up business, ko strategy, and the bags are you still sticking to the durability, the stylish thing, or are you growing and improving on them?
I am growing and improving on them, and balance. It's about the goals. You understand?
Yeah.
Now I've taken a point to say, during the course of the day, it's those sellings and connections, you know.
Yeah.
And at night, it's the manufacturing and the printing and the content creation, you know. And then tomorrow morning, it's just the repetition of that. So, but we have 2 people that we work with now, but others come in part-time basis, others are coming on full-time basis. So to balance the 2, the reason behind navigating and having a diverse offering of products was because sometimes as a customer, you come to a business, ne?
Yes.
You want a t-shirt, but I sell bags.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I would tell you good something is ayiko. And into my phone, man. I don't want the money to turn back. You know? Can I give you the whole package? You know?
Yeah.
Bags, clothing, accessories, and then leather shoes I also outsource.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
you
man.
know? So it should be a one-stop shop. It should be a concept store.
Yeah.
So we do now, currently we have a pop-up that is outside Khazani Mall. And we open there on a daily basis. So that people can also acquire and see our product. And then purchase the product at any given time, even if we've got an online store. But they can also see it on a physical presence.
Sheesh. Like already, I'm sold. I'm sold just by you describing it and talking about it. You can really feel the authenticity, the passion. And I think it's something that is starting to lag in our space of creativity and artistry, you know. And I could be wrong. And happy I'm not judging, but you find that there's creatives and artists out there most basically who are doing it for chapter fast and stuff like that. And we need more people like Lehlohonolo who are very passionate about it, you know, and who have deep love for it and appreciation again. Yeah. So I love that. So now we are studying. We came fourth place, right?
Yeah.
Siriako SWGC. We're studying fashion.
Exactly.
Is that where now the concept of moving away
From the
bags,
yes.
or not even moving, because you said you continue adding, yes, now because you are trying to create a concept store, a one-stop shop for people. How do we get to that now, and what is the inspiration for it? Versus 30, so I want this one, not that one. This is what will work for me. This I'm gonna let go of.
So as the name says, the African stitch.
Yes.
So it was mainly based on changing the look and feel of the African print cloth, right?
Oh,
so because
stretch, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like African print cloth,
okay.
like your African wear. Because Rona, as the African nation, we only dress our uniqueness on a special occasion.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Why, guys?
Why?
Why?
Or something. Yeah.
Why?
I guess.
Because of the modern civilization.
Yes. For those nice clothes are saved for special occasions.
Why?
Because it's special. You should only see it like,
today it's special. It's heritage today. We need to also dress in our heritage attire. It's also a special day today.
So you're trying to break that mindset.
That mindset. So the reason I also added the clothing line is because of the bags are made with leather, and the African print should also incorporate the leather.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we have contemporary aesthetics and also cultural heritage under the African stitch. It's one component, but with different product diversity.
Yeah. I love it. You know, this is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show, bringing you people who are doing amazing and great stuff in all these spaces that they are involved in. Founder and runner and owner of the African Stitch, Lehlohonolo Kgola, hanging out with us right here in studio, and he brought some of the stuff that he does out here, and this is nothing compared to some of the array of collection that he has, It's not only caps and hats, like you just heard from him that he does bags, he does various clothing items as well, and we're going to be getting into a bit of that. But for now, let you and I take a very quick break, grab a glass of water, a cup of coffee, and pay our bills, and you and I will see each other right after this cool stuff.
Stupid.
Cool. Yeah. So you got to press it. Yeah.
So you're not thing. After the competition, like I get us scared.
Yeah.
Kabona gara.
It's what you see him autopsy.
Mogo just tape.
Oh, go just tape. Oh, I see. Oh, hold on, fashion.
Clothing construction. It's a good happy Monday. When I get that thing to shape Monday.
You cue us in?
What are the intents that are?
4, 3.
Having very cool conversations off camera. Wanakokhaya is such an inspiring and entertaining and very interesting person that we have right here in studio, right on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Lehlohonolo Kgola, but affectionately known in the streets of Fossil Ras as Takula, like you mentioned. Yeah, man. Someone who is for the community and creates all these amazing creations, from garments to bags to clothing items to caps and other stuff as well. He says that he also outsources leather shoes, like you mentioned, right? So someone who's very interesting, but also is trying to give back to the community. He's telling me that he wants to work with up-and-coming fashion designers and people who are in the fashion spaces, and would like them to come through and intern under him, and so that he can share all this knowledge and information that he's acquired over the years. So very, very interesting and amazing stuff. This is the African Stitch. You can of course check that out across all the social media platforms, I'm assuming, and I'm sure our technical team will have his his bio and his portfolio showing up there on screen. We've sent that through, but very, very interesting stuff. So let me ask you, Lehlohonolo. So now and you're starting to do clothing items now. What are we designing? Are we saying or are we specifying for males? Are we specifying for females? What is the thing now when we finally get to the point of
So the thing is, I get the bag.
Yeah.
They were meant for the
females,
young adults.
Yes.
And also females.
Yes.
And also the kids.
Yes.
Right? But the clothing line, it was mainly based on making sure every individual who's the customer has a bag indulgence. That person who indulgence our bag is a product. Then we introduce the clothing line going on. My man, now so
yeah.
If we're now at a special occasion, we are gala dinner.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah. The outfit will take care of you. Yeah.
So the specifications based on going to school to do the clothing, it wasn't only based on females or males, but it was just a party of the customers are on. This instead of the reggae bag, it's a because we get on a gilet.
Yeah.
It's for 3 months.
A regular outfit.
2 years.
Yeah.
A regular outfit.
Yeah.
Because outfit they are on I decay. You get on so it's long. Then.
Oh, man, she's man. Those taller guys that says yeah.
Exactly. So that was the objectives behind going to school and studying fashion as well.
Yeah. I love it. If you're wondering who we're hanging out with, he says here about himself. He says he's a steward, a passionate, skilled and self-employed entrepreneur who is willing to learn, also get more knowledge in improving his entrepreneurial skills to better build business growth across all 5 corridors in South Africa and globally. Some very interesting stuff and cool things that he does out there. Some of the things that he does is textile manufacturing. He says the African stitch is guided by its principle of producing thoughtful and timeless pieces that honor tradition and craftsmanship. Their pieces are skillfully made and thoughtfully designed to last longer, worn by one generation and passed on to the next. Such amazing stuff. I love that. I love that. It sounds like there's so much thought and process that has been put into it, and it sounds interesting. I wish you could have come, guys, something, but we can see the outfit now.
Exactly.
That this is some of the things that you do. Yes. There we go. This is the African stitch, man. Yeah. Very, very, very cool stuff. So
contemporary style.
This is contemporary.
Yes.
I'm getting, and I could be wrong, I'm getting street fashion wear. Yeah. So is that's where maybe you're leaning towards mostly.
Exactly.
Something very comfortable. I'll change I see on a Friday like this. Yeah, functional as well. Yeah. But let me ask you then, processing how to roka,
Yeah.
Where do you start? Is it you sitting down and
sketches.
The sketches, do you go straight to the machine and what fabrics do you gravitate towards? Are you a linen person? Are you shre? Like Mpo's here, he says he really loves shre and stuff like that. What's the entire process behind designing an outfit?
For me, the concept, the process, it starts go ideation.
Okay.
Critical thinking. We call it design thinking.
Design thinking. There we go.
And then from the design thinking, we move to the mood board. The mood board would state the color, the theme, the tone, and also the fabric.
Yeah.
And the sketch. How would the design look like? And is it functional? Is it loose? Is it big? Is it tight? And then what's the occasion and the season as well?
Oh.
Based on the mood board, you put those elements that I just spoke about just now. And then from those elements, then you're now looking at sourcing material and also preparation for doing pattern. From the pattern, then now you go into the sewing and the inspection and the printing of the product. From the printing, and then it becomes inspected then it packaged, and then straight to the store.
You know, someone once said, he's a local fashion designer from Raiche Motopsi. He spoke about, I guess now, the term that you're using, now it makes sense as you're speaking, the mood board.
Exactly.
Right? Because every individual is different. We differ in with the level, you know, how
size,
tall
weight,
and
length.
exactly, stuff like that. So he mentioned that you try and create a silhouette
Exactly.
of the person. You know, is that some of the things that you also consider?
It is, because in those silhouettes, you've got different silhouettes, hourglass, and then you've got pear shape, you've got triangular shape.
Yeah.
So you need to stick to a standard silhouette, which would also make sure that it incorporate all different sizes, from your plus size model to your standard model, to understand. Because those silhouettes, they're different. You know? You've got different silhouettes. And then for you to understand, you need to also put your mind into the client. Say, okay, as much as I'm using this type of a body type, what would my customer feel and experience when the person is wearing the clothes?
Very, very interesting stuff. So you're doing so many things, man. And you are someone who tries to, you know, be likable, or for lack of a better word, you know. I'm losing the word that I want. Mara o batla go attract batho ba bangata as much as you can, right? And you're doing bags and all of these things. Now, what are some of the challenges from doing bags to studying IT to going to school and now being the person that you are now in the space? Ke eng di challenges tse o kopana le tsone, and how do you overcome them now as someone who's in the fashion space?
From concept, from the bag concept to the pop-up store that we have now. Heck,
I can imagine.
Heck, it's been a lonely journey.
It's
been, ups and downs. Hey, no new.
I can imagine.
No new or matisaba to get the payment. Sometimes I wanna stock. Sometimes there's no off cards for you to work with. Do you understand? Sometimes you need to make means. Sometimes you get to a point of with a COVID, you've got no plan. Do you understand? Sometimes you need to make plans. As a creative, you need to be one step ahead of, in case of there's a natural disaster, because we also learned that during COVID. You know what? As much as we know that we've got designs and products that are readily made for us, what can we best put aside that would enable us in case of there's an emergency? What would we do with that emergency? You know? And it's a plan, because the COVID, we also used the off cards that were the masks, and then I rigged some more tops. Outside. I was still in Soweto. When the Rexa outside tops and will more go Ndofire Mall.
Really?
Outside. Outside Ndofire, getting texts from clients telling me, I want the mask, Babamba order 200, but challenge your order, shops are closed. You can't buy materials. You can't buy materials. So it's another topic for another day. Do you understand? So how is you know he puts or gets a to meet the demand? So those are the challenges, because sometimes you work twice as much as your body can release the energy. So you get to be fatigued, you get tired, and you don't have time to stay with your family, you don't have time for friends, just you only have time for them.
For span. I was actually about to ask, how do you then, you know, because you're doing so many things, and Ozamo Kopansa business, you're trying to grow the business as well, right? How do you then balance your work life? You know, life ya Lehlohonolo, le machita, you know, your loved ones, your family, outside of the business. Because I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, I'm assuming the business should be able to function. Lehlohonolo, I see you. You understand? So, balance jwang gore we ke Sunday ka jeko a ke spane, or ke Saturday tshwantse ke go lenyalong ke lo etsa ke make sure gore le lenyamo le kana. How do you balance the two?
It's in between. You just have to make time for yourself. in between. You just have to make time for yourself.
When we decided.
We're not so robot.
Yeah.
I want a robot. So just make time for yourself and don't be too hard.
Yeah.
After all, what you need to deliver, you need to deliver it. But make sure you communicate with your clients on time. So in fact, it's like, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
And also put the penalties. If someone says, kitlo batlan to kausal ka 3 ane atle ka 3 bona after ka 3 mthoteng ha fitli ka 3 fitla ka 7
or penalize.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, make sure you communicate with the clients how effectively. And tell them from hard. Say what's like in fit. Can any challenge? Maybe nale techawil. So understand. But at the same time, the total you must make sure because it's not the same hold. And family comes first. Because tomorrow you need to make time for the important people in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to make time for the important people in your life. Even if you can spend that 6-8 hours with them.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Yeah.
Because when you spend 24 hours, 34 hours.
All was funny. Yeah.
I understand. So, the time that you give them, it's much more important than the things that you do.
I love it. I love it, man. I love you. Like, you can hear and feel the passion from you, and me personally, I always appreciate what Wabaso, who are doing amazing stuff in the space. So now, almost business of fashion, and you said you gravitate slightly towards streetwear, right? Very competitive space. Fashion in its own, very competitive space, and nowadays every other person or every second person is a fashion designer or is a brand owner or something, How do you, as TSA now, stay up to standard, or you stay up to date with the latest trends? The Italian about 2000, yeah, I'm cut. My name is Sam Cut. It's funny that you say that. Someone who was here mentioned that from Sam Cut. So how do you stay up to date? Only TSA, but at the same time, retaining your uniqueness as a brand.
You know what, dog? I'm just gonna read this face here.
Yeah.
So, we are unique textile manufacturing.
Yes.
First things first, because we do opulent designs and colors which are rooted in tradition, which harness the original native techniques in our creation using emblematic characteristics of African fashion. So, as much as I sent you the catalog,
yes,
you saw some of the designs that we do. Never won an African printy jacket as shweshwe windbreak. You never seen that in your wildest dreams.
Yeah,
you've never, right? So that's how we stay rooted to our own uniqueness, and was also serving the diversification of customer retention. Say, no, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. So our uniqueness is about personalization and differentiation, whilst also making sure that we push our mandate of making sure that African print cloth is seen differently.
Yeah. And
we have added other services which also enables aspiring brands to also come to us and say, Mfethu, I've got a brand that I want to start, but I don't know where to start. And then we talk to those people and give them a way forward, saying, you know what, you need to do this and this and that.
Yeah.
And on the other side, besides the streetwear clothing that we do branding and printing.
Oh, wow.
And we also do wardrobe styling. And we also do photography as a service.
Oh, wow.
And recently, we just added the printing service recently, because we saw the need in the township to say most of the people go to town to sew and also to print.
To print, yes.
So our vision is to stick to the streetwear apparel, but also open a CMT.
Oh, wow.
Cut and make and trim factory, which would enable job creation, which would enable opportunities which would enable the buying power for
Yeah.
the black community.
Yeah.
And at the same time, all the people that will be coming to us as an inspiring brand are not looking towards Johannesburg only, but the brand should circulate
Absolutely.
in the community.
I love it. I love it. You guys, I don't know if you're getting it. You can hear from how he speaks about this. This is someone who really knows what they're talking about. I sent Tonje 2 seconds in. I'm waking up. I want to be a fashion designer or a brand owner from here. Moka, I say a local brand owner. This is someone who studied and spent so much time into putting this brand together. A one-stop shop for everything that you can think of. Man, I love it. The African stage, man, this is what he does. And he was just mentioning to me, like he just mentioned now, but he mentioned this off camera, that he just completed his studies in
the Oceans.
yeah, but the course you were
Wardrobe styling.
Wardrobe styling. So you don't just come there and say, I want this, that, and this person is someone who can style you for various occasions and functions that you can think of, man. This is absolutely a one-stop shop. I'm sure our team that side, Kat and Manila, are making sure that you can see his catalog and see what he specializes in and the things that he can offer you when you visit the African stage, TSA, out at go Chris Hani, right? Go First Lorase. But this is someone you can also get online, and we'll absolutely share those the socials that you can find him on. So quickly in closure, your proudest moment since you studied, you know what? Ngile ka pesa mthoso mfethu, or ngile ka no branda go kai kai, ngile ka rokela mthoso.
Proudest moment, I am still competition.
Yeah.
I
Got only one, Brian. Yeah. I can imagine. I can. But is there one specific when I did that? That for me stands out. Yeah, is the one that you can think of.
It's the one that I can think of.
Yeah, which one?
I'm still competition.
I'm still competition. Oh, I see. What was that about?
It was the same competition as the one that
You did go school, yes.
But this one, it was all about market access and also brand awareness. So actually most of the people, the drive that I got to make sure that I reached to Chris Mall, it was because of the competition.
Yeah.
So it had targets. Say you need to push this thing, you need to push this thing, you need to push this thing. So sitting at home, being a home-based business, you just thought, hey, you know what? Let me just move out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And moving out of your comfort zone, it's painful, but
it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But when time goes by, now you see, as in sometimes people will tell you, you need to find your own space, go to the municipality. But people that go outside, that come outside, that sells their potatoes on the corner, they don't go to the municipality and request a permission or a permit to do this. But because we are black South Africans, they're giving us red tapes. So the reason behind that, it was to make sure that I push more sales.
Yeah.
And to be there. But yeah.
And it ended up working out, I'm assuming.
It ended up working out.
Yeah.
It ended up working out.
I can imagine.
Because we ended up being top 12 of the Amstel competition.
Yeah.
The winners were 4. And I got to network, and some of the things that we do currently, it's mainly based on those competition networks that we built.
Ah man, such cool stuff. Quickly, Rakwana, we know that the fashion sense is competitive, like I mentioned. Who are some of your influences, if you do have, like
me.
Yourself?
Me, I am my own
You're
influencer.
your own influence.
And then the second one is Latu.
Yeah.
Latu Mangongol.
Okay.
Mr. Makosa.
Oh, I see. Oh, Makosa.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, you see.
Yeah.
That's the high-end African luxury fashion.
Yeah.
As a streetwear catalyst.
Yeah.
That's
Niche market.
That's where we go in.
Come on.
As a streetwear brand.
Yeah. Come on. Outside of yourself and Makosa, just in our local designers who are there, is there any maybe you say, man, this person is doing very cool stuff?
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
I see you.
No,
I love it.
I like them all, ne?
Yeah.
I don't hate anyone.
Yes.
But they must keep up the good work.
Come on,
But
man.
that guy.
Yeah, but
that's
Posa's
for-
doing the things there. Yeah,
for
no,
me,
yeah.
that guy does it for me.
Definitely, definitely. Any lessons that you've learned throughout your journey?
Yo, be patient. Take your time. Don't like other people's stuff.
Yeah,
Just do you.
yeah. Come on, man. You've heard it right here. Vooka Breakfast Show. This is what we do on a Friday basis, man. Bringing you people who are doing amazing stuff, guys. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Inspiration. Ntoninyane, young ladies watching you out there saying, you know what, I want to get to where Lehlohonolo is. I want to come up with a brand that's going to be as big as TSA. Some words of inspiration and how you can motivate them watching you out there.
You know what? Sometimes we mostly focusing on going to school because of they say the academics it's required, and we've got your new online podcasts and your YouTubes. So what I can say is, if you want something, go get it. Don't wait for the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because the perfect time it's now.
Yeah.
Why is you thinking about it? Someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
So rather you execute the plan now and then stick to it, focus on it, make sure that you don't get distracted.
Yeah.
And give yourself time to breathe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you encourage someone out there, Ntoninyane, young lady, to actually go into the fashion space?
I would encourage them to go into a fashion space, but make sure that you've got a thick skin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy.
not.
I can imagine.
not
Fighting with clients,
you know what?
and stuff like that.
If you want to go into the fashion space, yeah, you can come in.
Yeah.
But I ask you not to cry in front of the customers. Whenever there's something wrong, just go behind the scene, cry and come back.
Come back.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Someone wants to reach out to you, Lehlohonolo TSA. How do we get a hold of you? Where do we get you and stuff like that?
So I'm on social media. I'm also on WhatsApp, and we've got a website as well.
Yeah.
WhatsApp number is 0633 926825.
One more time, please.
0633 926825. And we've got a Facebook page, African Stage, Instagram page at the African Stage, and also the website. Just send me a DM on WhatsApp, and then I'll send you the link on Facebook for our website for details.
Very
And then our
very cool
location
stuff.
for pop-up, we are based in Ekurhuleni, Krizani Mall, outside.
There we go. Very cool stuff. So, is there anything we're looking forward to? In the next week, the next month, the next year, the next couple of months?
In the next week, we are working on dropping our new collection, which is for winter.
Yeah.
And it's mainly based on those opulent designs that I was speaking about.
Yes.
But before, we had to register them as part of our IP, intellectual property.
Yeah.
So now we're done with the process and the compliance of IP, and now we're looking at launching the products, because the reason I say Maxhosa is one of the people that I also get inspired for. So we don't want to have those counterfeits as well. But in the long run, so we rather stick to the limited edition type of production. When we say 10 units, it's 10, there's no other.
Oh, wow. So we can't find it anywhere else.
Exactly.
10
The only one.
Wow.
So that's how we're also going to run our production.
Yeah. Such cool and amazing stuff. I promise you, man, you won't regret it. I'm going through his catalog here and I'm watching some of the things that he does. You will not regret it. It really promises to be great designs and great products that you will get from TSA, the African Stage. Across all social media platforms, you can find him. Reach out to him. It's not only, and I'm assuming it's not only just the catalog that you have, right? You can do original stuff that will be me, Kiliwani. Personalized and yes. So I promise you won't regret, Manokoha. But you can also reach out to us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, because the conversation does not only end here. It still continues. If there's anything you would like to find out and know from Lehlohonolo, reach out to us and we'll absolutely patch you and connect you with him so that you guys can see what you can put together using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show across all our social media platforms. This Friday was no exception whatsoever. We're hanging out with Lehlohonolo Kgola, affectionately known as Takula, in the streets of Ekurileni, Foster Rust, out there in the East Rand, man. And he's someone who's doing amazing stuff in and around our communities, not only go East Rand, from right here, Soweto, Middlelands, Mzimhlope, Dobson, really doing great stuff. So with that being said, would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions as to how you find some of the things that he's brought here. These are the hats that he specializes in, man. Very, very cool stuff in the summer seasons, you know, and I'm sure that you will enjoy those. So with that being said, we had a cool conversation with Lehlohonolo, and we'll see each other next week, man. Cool stuff.